I'm with Andy Danylyszyn after tonight's 2-1 defeat against Derby County in the FA Youth Cup. Andy, it wasn't to be, but just how proud of you of the lads are you out there?
You know what, the lads' mindset in terms of turnaround since the draw, when we had the draw, some of the lads was excited, but then you sort of that realisation that it's Derby County, they're a Cat 1 club. So since the draw, it's been the lads have come through sort of a process of changing their mindset or their psychology, which I think is important. You know, and just sort of being able to look themselves in the mirror and say, I can compete, I can make up the difference, I can perform on this level. And for me, that's the biggest challenge, not just for the game of football, but when they move on in life, that when they get an opportunity in life or they want to go to the higher level, whatever they're doing, then I think it's really important that they have that belief in them and they can look at themselves in the mirror and say, yes, tonight I competed and the person I was playing against knew I was in our game. So I'm tremendously proud of the lads for making that journey first, that psychological change, and to have that mindset. Then we speak about sort of obviously the attitude and physical capability or mental capability to compete with a Cat 1 club or a full-time. And today in the final, in the second half, it looked like we was the fitter team for large parts of that. And what we call the out run and out fight, it was Derby was wasting a bit of time at the end, which we was trying to do in the first half, which was ironic, to manage the game, to make sure we was in it. So because of, obviously, to put it in perspective, they beat Newcastle 3-1 last week. They've got Chelsea next week. So we're in the middle of Newcastle and Chelsea in terms of the games they've played. So for the lads to come away and listen, like, I look at something and there's 11 human beings playing a game of football against 11 human beings. So if you've worked hard, and working hard works, I believe, then you can compete. If you're prepared to run and you're prepared to fight, you can compete, and that's the first thing that you've got to do before you can outplay, if you like, and play the game. And today, the biggest thing for me is the lads have come in 2-0 down because we probably showed them a little bit of too much respect in terms of putting pressure on the ball, and also some of the goals we conceded are uncharacteristic of us. So I think that's again a mindset thing. But to be able to go into that phase and then come back out the second half and to psychologically say, okay, then I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to outrun. I'm going to outfight. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. For me, that character is amazing from the lads, and I hope that they take that forward as a lesson learned. You learn more from your defeats. So we're proud of them, and the parents will be proud of it. And tomorrow when they wake up, they'll be proud.
We spoke off camera, me and you, and between a couple of the Derby lads. I think that Chelsea game was actually a postponed one ahead of this game, and like you said, they played Newcastle at the weekend. They've got Chelsea upcoming. But in the second half, you know, little old Basford had, you know, Cat 1 Derby on the ropes, I think. I mean, what did you say to them at half time to make them come out swinging?
We spoke all week about, or leading up to the game, about chunking up the game and how we could manage the game and what we could do and where we needed to be at the 60-minute mark. We needed to be within one goal. So in the first half, we tactically set up to make sure that we wasn't open, because we couldn't play at that tempo what we played in the second half for 90 minutes, because otherwise you'd blow up. Like, I don't think that's physically possible from any team, you know, in the world to play at that tempo. So at half time we came in and when we spoke about giving them respect and about you have an opportunity here and what you're going to do, you're letting it pass you by. Tactically we said, right, this is the instruction. We just changed the point of press, the confrontation line, from being deeper to higher, and then said, right, we're going to have to go man to man and be brave, and then sort of overload one side of the pitch and get the cover on the other side of the pitch. And do you know what, you've got to be prepared to run, and Chet spoke about bravery and Tone spoke about bravery, like taking that risk to go and press and leaving your teammate 1v1. Obviously we knew that Derby from the first half had some great players 1v1, and that's how they opened us up in them situations. But it was about being brave and tactically what we was going to do and how we was going to press them and unsettling them on the ball, in terms of making sure that when they made the first touch that we was on top of the ball. The thing is then is that have the lads got that capacity in terms of physically to do it, and like we've done a lot of running here and they did, and so like absolutely unbelievable what they achieved in the second half in terms of, like you said, Derby. I felt Derby was on the ropes, and funny enough, like I said, they was wasting time, I felt, at the end.
Some would call it good management, but the two substitutions combined, Faris Said Ahmed won the corner, you and Bain scrambled it home.
Yep.
Like you said on the hour, did you ever feel at that point you might have gone on a snatched equaliser that you probably deserved in the end?
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, obviously we had to expend ourselves physically, and we actually had it. We actually got through a couple of times. Louis Ball got through, and he just got to get his shot off. And he hasn't maybe got the legs to go across the guy and finish it like he normally would, because you've expended yourself like that, and the lads are probably not used to that tempo of game against a Cat 1 club. At the top level, they're not used to probably that tempo. So yeah, I thought we was gonna get an equaliser. I thought if we got the equaliser, I fancied us to go on to win the game. A big moment is when the ball's got played back in and Louis balls clean through, and their bench is shot dead injury. Now, you know, I understand the rules of the game, I understand what it is, but he's clean through, and he's one-on-one with the goalie, so if he gets it and tucks it away, we're 2-2. So there are moments like that, and we had a lot of moments like that where the ball went ricocheted and we made it uncomfortable in another corner. So I thought we was going to get back into the game, yeah, because of the dominance in terms of, not with the ball, but we was winning the ball back so high consistently, so the dominance in terms of territory and the counter-pressing was excellent. So I thought we was going to get back into the game, and for me that says a lot about the group.
These kind of games are what the kids want to play in. Some have been involved with it, you know, through their academy careers in the past. Just what can they take away from this experience, do you think?
For me, what they've got to take away from it is that sort of the working hard works in terms of they've got to understand that not just for football but in life, if you work hard, and it's not just today, obviously they've worked hard for the last 2 or 3 months to sort of be able to compete or run physically with the team, but they've just got to take away that working hard for a football game or working hard for whatever they want to achieve in life is something that they've got to continue, because if you do, you can get your rewards, and no matter what sort of challenge is put in front of you, it's not really a challenge, it's an opportunity. So for me, that's the message that they'll take away from tonight, because they've competed with a very good outfit, a professional outfit.
And just one final word for me on the crowd. There's just short of 500 in tonight. A lot of kids won't have played in front of such a crowd before. They were noisy for you. They backed you all the way, just like they have done all throughout the campaign. Just a word on them, and what do you feel for their sport?
Yeah, you know what? Amazing, because they've followed us. We've had some trips obviously away, some distances, and they've followed us around, and they've turned out on the touring games that we've had against Notts County and Derby County really, really well. And you know what? When we scored the goal, the lift that the crowd gave us and the buzz and the adrenaline, some of them boys haven't felt that before. And we actually, Chet's actually mentioned that about people shouting people's names, like encouraging, and that feel-good factor. For me, that's important. If they want to be in them arenas and see that sort of, again, how can I put it now? It's about them continuing their sort of journey and making sure that they work hard so they can have that feeling, because working hard breeds success, or get success, and if you want that, you have to keep going if you want them moments in your life. Tonight, obviously, everyone comes out in front of the lights and plays and watches the boys, and I think the boys over the cup run have given them something to be proud of and to cheer, and tonight included. But the work that they've put in the training ground is, and I'm not easy on the training ground, and it's fantastic. And you know what, the fans have backed them because they can see that work ethic. So, like I said, the fans and parents in the crowd, they'll be proud tonight of their lads. So tremendous, and hopefully they can come out for some of our league games as well.